Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the problem C from the latest Educational Code Forces round 94, problem name binary string reconstruction. So what you're actually given here is, let's consider the following process in which you are given a binary string W. So you are given a binary string W, let's assume that, and then in the W string you are and the length of this W string is n, and you are also given an integer x. Now if the character like I minus x character, so like if you are iterating over this W string, okay, and then what you have seen when you are iterating over the W string, you will form a new string. You build a new binary string S using this W string, such that when you iterate over the ith character of this S string, if the W minus I x character x is given, so like you are iterating over the S string now, which is formed using W. Okay, so now when you're iterating over the S string, if the ith character of the S string is 1, then like if W minus X character exists and it is equal to 1, then Si should be equal to 1. Or if W plus X character exists and it is equal to 1, then Si equal to 1. Or if both of the characters don't exist, then Si equal to 0. I will tell you more with this, like drawing the example. So what you have to given an integer x and the resulting string s. So you are given the resulting string s and you have to construct the original string W. Okay, and then if this string doesn't exist for this s, then you have to return -1. Okay, so let's understand more with this first example. Let's draw it out. 1 0 3 ones and then 0. This is a string which is s, which is the resulting string. Now also draw the answer string, which is 111 and then 0 1 1. I am just drawing it to make it the question clear. This is the W string. Now what you can observe here is the W string, when you iterate over all the characters in the SI string, because you actually build this string. Let's assume that after using this W you have built this string, and now as you can see, when I iterate over this SI string, the ith character of this SI string, whenever it is equal to 1, okay, so what this can only become 1 when either, so in this actually we have to see x also, x is equal to 2. If the second character from this, or so actually if plus 2 character, which is this character equivalent to this character, if this character is equal to 1 or like 2 characters behind, it is equal to 1. This doesn't exist, this exists. So at least one of them should be equal to 1. What is actually, this means complicated, but as you have to see here is, so this is 0. So what does this means, that for this second character in this W, I have to go 2 steps ahead and 2 steps back. What character exists? This doesn't exist because it is out of bound. This character exists. If this character exists, it is 0, so it should be 0. So what does this mean here is, for every ith character in S, if it is equal to 1, then both, or like any one of them, if any of one of them in W, which is I minus X and I plus X, if they exist and they are equal to 1, then the ith character in S should be equal to 1. If both of them doesn't exist or both of them are 0, then only Si is equal to 0. So that's the whole thing, or the whole crux for this question. So what you can observe, or what you can do here is, because we do not know a string which is W, let's assume that the W string is all ones, which is of length same S only, 1 2 3 4 5 6 3 3 4 6. Okay, so this is the W string. Okay, but now we will check that whether this W string is valid for this S. So how we will check that? What we will do, we will iterate over for this string I, and we will check that, okay, if this character is 1, then both of the characters which exist, at least one of them should be 1. But we cannot assure that at least one should be 1. So what you can observe that, okay, if any of the characters of S is 0, then both of the characters which is I plus x and I minus x should be 0. They should be 0 in W. So what you can do, you can iterate over from this string from left to right, and for every 0 you will make the I plus x and I minus x make equal to 0, because for this to be 0, in the W string they are actually have to be 0, and you have to do this same for this 0 position also, and then you will form a new string. You can see this. Now this string is valid according to this S. So we will again double check it. Okay, so what you can double check it, because why we are double checking it, let's assume that we have seen a 0 here also. Now for this 0 I will make this and this 0. For this 0 I will make this and this 0. So it is fine also. But let's assume that this is not 0. This is 0. Now when we are iterating from left to right, this is 0. So I will make this and this 0. But and when we come to this point, we will make this and this 0. And then we come to this point, we will again make this 0 and the next 0. So what we can do here is now somewhat a new string which is like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This new string will form. Okay, so what we can see there is whether this string which is formed is actually the W. So what we can do, okay, we are assuming that, or we have actually formed this string with this S. We will again double check it. We will again iterate over from S from left to right, and we will check that, okay, for every 1 which is present, there should be at least another 1 which is present in W, which is at position I minus x or I plus x, and for 0 both of the I plus x and I minus x should be equal to 0. I hope you understand. We are actually double checking it. We have formed the W string given the constraint of x, or given the constraint of S, sorry, and then after forming this W we are just double checking it. So let's move on to the code to make it more clear. So what we have to done here is we have taken input of S and X. This is the size of S. Then populate a string W with all ones. Then iterate over all the positions of S, and whenever we see a 0, what we will do, we will make our I minus x position, if it exists we will make it 0, and the I plus x position, if it exists, make it 0, because for a 0 both of these positions, if they exist, should be 0. Now after going this whole loop, we have populated our W. Now we will double check it. How we can double check it? We can again iterate over this S, and if Si equal to 1, then what is the condition? If Si equal to 1, this is the condition now. If Si equal to 1, then both Wix or Wi plus x should be equal to 1. Anyone can be 1. Or if Si equal to 0, then both of them should be 0. So that's the logic. You can check that when you double checking it. If Si equal to 1, then if this exists, then this should be 1, or if this exists, this should be 1, or else if this condition don't hold true, then the answer is -1. That, okay, I have populated a W using the original constraints which are given, and then also like I cannot find this condition holding true, so the answer is -1. They cannot exist a W. Or else if the Si equal to 0, then both of them, or actually what we can tell that if Si equal to 0, this I minus x and I plus x cannot be 1. If any of them is 1, then okay, this is also a false statement, because for 0 both of these positions should be 0. If it turns out to be 1, okay, this is also false, so we will return -1. So we will return -1 if we hit any of this condition. Else if we come out of this loop without hitting the -1 condition, the answer is this W. I hope you understand the logic as well as the code for this question. If you still have any doubts, please mention down. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.